On February 9, 1966, Jack Kent Cooke was awarded an NHL expansion franchise for the Los Angeles Kings, although the team was technically founded on June 5, 1967. Cooke already owned the Lakers and the NFL's Washington Redskins, but his true passion was hockey. Being from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, Cooke was an avid hockey fan. Cooke decided on the name Kings because he wanted to bring forth an air of royalty over the city of Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Kings would be one of 6 teams entering the National Hockey League as part of a league expansion. Their home arena would be the Forum, which at the time was an unusual and groundbreaking structure. Its architect, Charles Luckman, worked with engineers Carl Johnson and Sven Nielsen to create a structure that had no major support pillars. Previously, this was unheard of in an indoor arena the size of the Forum. Opening in 1967, the Forum would not only be home to the Los Angeles Kings, but also the Los Angeles Lakers. Both teams would play in the Forum until 1999, when they moved to the Staples Center to join the Los Angeles Clippers, who moved to the Staples Center from the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena. In the early years of the Kings, they put up extremely impressive regular season numbers, but unfortunately could not maintain that success in the playoffs. During the 1970s and early 1980s, the Kings had many years marked by impressive play in the regular season only to be washed out by early playoff exits. Their highlights in those years included the strong goaltending of Rogie Vachon and the Triple Crown line of Charlie Simmer, Dave Taylor, and Hall of Fame player Marcel Dion, who had a famous upset of the uprising Edmonton Oilers in a 1982 playoff game known as the Miracle on Manchester. In 1988, the Kings made a bold move, bringing in the league's best player, Wayne Gretzky, and sending the hockey world on fire. With the addition of Gretzky and the strong play of his teammates, such as Luc Robitaille, Rob Blake, Kelly Hrudey, and more, this started an extremely successful period of the Kings. In the 1990-91 season, the Kings claimed the division title, and in 1993 made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. Unfortunately, after the 1993 Finals, the team suffered major financial problems, which led to bankruptcy in 1995. After bankruptcy, the team was acquired by Philip Anschutz, owner of AEG, who operated the Staples Center, and Edward P. Roski, an American businessman and billionaire. The Kings suffered mediocrity until 2009-2010, when players Drew Doughty, Dustin Brown, Anze Kopitar, Justin Williams, and goaltender Jonathan Quick helped break a 6-year playoff drought. Darryl Sutter, who was hired early in the 2011-2012 season as their new head coach, helped bring the team to their first ever Stanley Cup. The Kings entered the playoffs that year as an 8th seed team, upsetting the number 1 Vancouver Canucks 4-1. In the second round, the Kings did even better, sweeping the St. Louis Blues, sending the city into a frenzy. Los Angeles was struck with hockey fever, and the hype was real. The Kings faced the Arizona Coyotes in the conference finals, who were on an incredible run of their own, but the Kings were too much for the Coyotes. Los Angeles won the series in a commanding 4-1. In the Stanley Cup Finals, the Kings faced dangerous New Jersey Devils, backed by possibly the best goaltender in NHL history, Martin Brodeur. Even with the help of Brodeur, the Devils could not defeat the Kings. Los Angeles won the series 4-2 and ended one of the longest Stanley Cup droughts in NHL history. The team wasn't done in 2012. The Kings made it all the way back to the conference finals, but lost to the Chicago Blackhawks 4-1, who had just won a cup of their own a few years earlier. Chicago would go on to win another cup that year, leaving the Kings in their wake. In 2014, the Kings were out for revenge, with the Blackhawks in their sights. The Kings defeated both the Sharks and Ducks by winning Game 7 in each series in the first 2 rounds. As fate would have it, the Kings would face the Blackhawks in the conference finals for the 2nd year in a row. The Blackhawks put up a good fight, bringing the series to 7 games, but Los Angeles would not accept defeat 2 years in a row. The Kings would win that Game 7 and move on to easily win their 2nd Stanley Cup by defeating the New York Rangers 4-1. Since that Cup win, the team has unfortunately struggled to even make the playoffs most years, and are currently on their 3rd coach since Sutter was fired in 2017. Fortunately, the team still remains one of the most profitable in the NHL, ranking 6th out of 31 teams according to Forbes magazine. In April of 2019, Dustin Brown was honored for playing the most games in Los Angeles Kings history. Dave Taylor presented him with that honor in a pregame on-ice ceremony. Dave Taylor held the previous record at 1,111 games. In 2003, Dustin Brown was drafted 13th overall by the Kings' general manager at the time, by, you guessed it, Dave Taylor. The team itself has a lot of decisions to make regarding their lineup over the coming years, and only time will tell what faces, if any, can lead this team to win their 3rd Stanley Cup in the future. Jack Kent Cooke died in 1997 at the age of 84, unfortunately, never being able to witness his beloved team win their 1st Stanley Cup. But he'll always be remembered by the city of Los Angeles and fans of the Kings as the team's father and creator.